I know. You're probably wondering what's going on. Well, I'm here to tell you. It's me, Inked, and I need you guys to head on over to AJsRANTroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. Yes, that's right. Trifecta merch is here. It is here for our Trifecta family to show their love and support and advertise for free. Well, not technically for free. You did pay for it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Head on over to AJsRANTroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. We're all inclusive. If Prince can wear it, so can you. Have a good one.
It's always lit over at AJsRANTroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJsRANTroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. What's good, everybody? How everybody doing? Oh yeah. Anyway, welcome to the RANT Experience. We got a great show for you today. Just so you're clear, the RANT Experience is a variety show. So yeah, we lean heavy into politics and social issues and pop culture and all those things, but we also do music nostalgia. We do some inspirational stuff. We make you laugh a little bit. So we have a little fun here as well. So it's a little looser. I mean, it's a lot more structured for us, but it's a little looser for y'all. But anyway, on our inspiration point today, we're gonna have a great inspiration point. It's really gonna leave you ready to take on the world. Going through trials and still having to push through professionally. Yeah, you want to definitely watch today's inspiration point. Our Leave Me Alone segment will, of course, leave you in stitches. And our Turntable Rewind, we're going back to the year 1984. We'll give you the number one song, the number one album, number one movie, and we'll also talk about some other highlights from the year 1984. In our uncomfortable conversation, we're going to talk about it. I've said it a million times. You've said it a million times. Democrats hate America, and I'm going to break down a little bit as to why I believe that is, and then you let me know if I left out anything or if everything works. Anyway, and in our Politics Fix segment, we're going to address the ever-evolving Candace Owens. I look forward. All that and more coming up on the RANT Experience.
Thank you for tuning into the RANT Experience. This episode is brought to you by our official merch store, AJsRANTroom.com. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you get new uploads and live streams hot off the presses. We drop a new episode of the RANT Experience every Friday, and now it's time for a Politics Fix.
Just really needed to just take a breather and really process everything that happened with Charlie and what it kind of means in terms of where we are. And I think it is a circumstance where we just know that he was truly betrayed in one of the most egregious ways that I think I've ever seen. It has made me lose faith in politics. It has made me fully lose faith in Trump. And my heart aches for the fact that he gave so much of his life to Trump and to politics. And they just were like, nope, that is it. It serves us or it doesn't serve us. And we want to move on. And so here's a holiday. Bro, if they try to give me a holiday, what is with them giving people a holiday after they kill them? Why is that a thing? You know what I mean? Like, oh, Martin Luther King, what about this holiday? What about this boulevard? Anyways, let me knock it off. Like, they're going to give Charlie Kirk a boulevard. They already did. They did in Israel. They gave him freaking boulevard. It's like, as soon as they give you a boulevard and a holiday, they definitely killed you. Okay, there's no question. They killed you. There's no way. That's like their signature thing. It's like that's what they do. It's the Fed signature. It's how they sign off after they murder you. They're like Holiday in a boulevard. And it's never on a nice side of town either. Like Charlie Kirk Boulevard is not going to be a nice side of town. Anyways, I will be back on the 27th, you guys. Thank you guys for all the support throughout these couple of weeks, these last really kind of 6 weeks since Charlie died. And we will see you guys next.
So Candace Owens has she's really put us through the ringer since the assassination of Charlie Kirk on September 10th, 2025. And we've had to sit through a roller coaster of conspiracies and hot takes and what I call verbal gymnastics, if you will. And at this point, I think we've all got a bit of whiplash, don't you think? First, she blamed Benjamin Netanyahu. Remember that? And that didn't quite pan out because the letter got released, and then we realized, oh, there was nothing there. And then she blamed Jewish donors. Yeah, that Jewish people who donated to Turning Point. They wanted to control, Charlie's voice, and okay. Then that didn't quite work. So now it's Israel. Israel did it. Then we segued into this weird one where she turned around and blamed a candidate for Utah governor. I wasn't there for that one. I must have missed that day. Then remember it was the FBI, and then it was the CIA, and then there was a second shooter theory that she explored that didn't quite work either. And then she said it was Charlie Kirk's security detail. They were somehow infiltrated, and why are they doing weird things like taking down the cameras and securing the scene or whatever. I mean, the only thing I don't agree with is that homeboy should have never stepped on the actual chair that Charlie Kirk got shot on, because that's a crime scene at that point. So if you can't reach a camera, go find another chair or a ladder, but don't use the very chair that Charlie just got shot at. But other than that, the security. And then she threw shade at Turning Point USA. Remember the very organization that put her on, and now she's hinting that it was the Trump administration who is actually responsible, who might be responsible for Charlie Kirk's death, which also implicates other folks. Now, I'm not saying she's outright accused them, because we all know Candace Owens is very calculated. She's a wordsmith. She knows how to say just enough to stir the pot, but not enough to get sued, except with the Macrons. She said a lot there and got sued, and they clearly ain't dropping the lawsuit. But it's giving come back for the next episode. It's giving, let me stretch this conspiracy out for a few more views. It's giving, I'm about to milk this man's death for every dime it's worth. It's giving opportunistic vibes. It's giving soap opera with a side of super chats. It's giving stop. Because honestly, this whole thing is starting to feel less like a search for the truth and more like a glossy midday production of The Young and the Restless or something to that effect. You mean, I look back at Candace Owens' rise in the conservative movement, Red Pill Black, Blexit, the fiery debates, the fearless call outs, and I start to wonder, was any of it real? Did we get played? Did we fall in love with delivery over depth, with confidence over conviction? Was Blexit ever about liberation? Or was it just a launching pad, a career move? I mean, these are real questions that I have, and I don't have answers for them, but I'm just probing. I'm just pushing the narrative. I'm trying to figure out some things right here. And look, I'm not saying you can't critique the Trump administration. Trust me, I got my own gripes, but there's a difference between criticism and chaos, between holding power accountable and throwing wild accusations because it gets clicks. if you're gonna suggest, even indirectly, that the federal government had something to do with Charlie Kirk's death, you better come with receipts, not just I feel like something ain't right, or he got a boulevard, or he got a highway, a stretch of highway in Florida named after him. He got a street in Israel. You're gonna have to come with something much stronger than that. Because when you make that kind of claim, you're not just talking about Trump, you're talking about TPUSA, you're talking about his security, you're talking about federal agencies, even Charlie Kirk's own widow, Erica Kirk. Are you ready to say that? Because that's the weight of your words. That's the weight your words carry when you play these types of games. See, let's keep it a buck. The only thing we can prove is that Candace gained, I probably at this point, I lost count, about 2 million new subs on YouTube just off this mess alone. She ran up the algorithm, maxed out monetization, then like clockwork, whoop, I'm going to go on vacation. Now she's back. She's rolling out next week. She'll be back next week. She's going to come back next week on the You and the Tubes. She's going to start milking it again. She's going to come back with another round of theories, another batch of clickbait, another reason for people to argue in the comments while she collects all that coin for them ad revenues. Meanwhile, the rest of us, we're out here dealing with a government shutdown, political violence, a divided country, and politicians who are cutting off pay for essential workers while they're still cashing their own paychecks. And you're telling me this is the hill we're supposed to die on? YouTube conspiracies and clickbait? Nah, I'm good, bro. This is what happens when influence grows faster than integrity, when the platform gets bigger than the purpose, when followers become your faith. Because let's face it, at the end of the day, I'm not mad at Candace. I'm actually concerned for her. I mean, because you build your platform on controversy instead of conviction, you will always need a villain to stay relevant. And when you run out of villains, you start to create them, even if it turns out to be your own. So yeah, I mean, I would, if you do nothing, at least pray for the woman, pray for Candace Owens, pray for the people who got caught in the web of grief, money, lies, and manipulation, because the truth finally comes out. And when it does, and it always does, trust and believe, the views won't save you. The subscribers will not protect you, and the comment section won't clap loud enough to drown out conviction. At some point, we got to stop confusing content creation with calling. Everybody with a mic ain't a messenger, including myself. Everybody with a camera ain't a conduit for truth. I mean, a lot of us do our best to seek the truth and to project the truth, but some of us don't. Sometimes it's just performance, a hustle with high production value. So I'll end like this. May God bless and bring peace to Charlie Kirk's family, clarity to Candace Owens, and discernment to all of you watching this circus play out. Because there are sprinklings of truth in there. That's why it feels like the bulk of it is actually something you should take into consideration. That's a classic manipulative tactic. It's surrounded in the truth, but the truth is surrounded by a bunch of propaganda. But somewhere in there, we're gonna find it. We're gonna find it. We're gonna find it. And we keep bringing you back, give you just enough, and you come back to. I'm off the grid. I'm done. I'm off the train. I ain't got no more. But because let's be clear, in the middle of all that noise, what we don't need is another conspiracy. At this point in the game, we need character, good character, firm character. Now, only Candace knows the real answer here. I can't say that she's lying or whatever, but I can tell you what I've witnessed. And I just told you what we've all witnessed. There's some days where it's like, oh, okay, okay, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Nah, I don't. I'm done. I'm off. I got better things to do with my time. I got other research I need to be doing. I got my own content to create. So you can continue to enjoy. If you're just enjoying it for entertainment purposes, that's cool. But when you get in any creator who has an issue with Candace Owens, we always find a group of people who come into these comment sections and to our DMs, they're saying the most horrific things, acting like literally the liberals they once were and probably still are. Because a lot of times, those walkaway stories, always give a little side eye to some of them. But it is what it is. Anyway, so what happened on this day in American history?
So what happened on this day in American history? In 1861, Western Union completed the first telegraph line connecting Washington, D.C. and San Francisco, revolutionizing communication across the United States. In 1901, Annie Edson Taylor became the first person to survive going over Niagara Falls in a barrel on her 63rd birthday, proving bravery has no age limit. In 1926, famed illusionist and escape artist Harry Houdini gave his last live performance at Detroit's Garrick Theater just days before his death. In 1929, panic hit Wall Street as investors sold nearly 13 million shares, triggering the stock market crash that led to the Great Depression. In 1931, the George Washington Bridge connecting New York and New Jersey officially opened to traffic, quickly becoming one of the busiest and most recognizable bridges in the world. And in 1945, the United Nations officially came into existence, marking the beginning of a new era for international diplomacy and global cooperation following World War II. Now, are we ready for an uncomfortable conversation?
Yeah. All right. Let's be honest. Let's just keep on that train of honesty. It's 2025, and we can't even pretend anymore. The Democrat Party hates America. I'm not talking about political disagreements or philosophical differences. I'm talking about a deep-rooted disgust for the values, principles, and people that actually built this country. Everywhere you look, Democrats are tearing down what makes America America. You got the brave men and women of ICE, the folks who risk their lives daily to protect this country being doxxed, mocked, and vilified by Democrats. Not because they did something evil, not because they're corrupt, but because they're doing the job Democrats refuse to do: protect American citizens. And when those same ICE agents try to protect their identities or try to keep their families safe from political violence, who was the first to attack them? And continues to this day. Yep, the same Democrats preaching compassion and equity. These people will throw an illegal immigrant a parade before they throw a homeless veteran a meal. Let's make this clear. Illegal immigrants have no claim to this country. None. There are millions of people who've done it the right way. They came here the right way, who stood in line, who respected our laws, who wanted to become an American, not rewrite what America means. But the Democrats don't care. Every sanctuary city in this country run by Democrats. Every failed state that puts illegals over citizens run by Democrats. The people didn't get to vote on whether their towns became sanctuaries. They just woke up one morning and their mayors decided that American laws no longer mattered. But somehow, Donald Trump, the man they call a dictator, he's the problem. Can we make that make sense? Because I can't make it make sense. I mean, Democrats are out here protecting illegal alien criminals while ignoring the innocent Americans being killed, raped, and mugged in their own neighborhoods. They voted against every single measure that would keep you, your wife, your kids, and your family safe. I mean, look at their cities: New York, LA, Chicago, Portland, Seattle, Memphis, New Orleans, all rotting under Democrat control. Decades of chaos, poverty, despair, but somehow it's always Republicans' fault. Isn't that always interesting? Newsflash. The GOP doesn't run those cities. They've barely had any influence in the local politics of those jurisdictions. Barely. Democrats run them. And they've been running them into the ground for generations. It's not a new, this is all deliberate. This is all deliberate. Now, don't get me wrong. I got my critiques of the Republican Party, but this ain't that conversation. This right here is about calling out the poison that lies right in plain sight. We've had 2 No King rallies since Donald Trump took the oath of office. 2. And these fools act like Trump burned the Constitution. He literally took a blowtorch to that mofo if you let them tell history. But if you actually pay attention, you'd see Trump hasn't violated the Constitution. No, he hasn't. We've got a system of checks and balances for a reason. We have 3 branches of government for a reason. But when you remove civics from school and feed people propaganda, suddenly you got a bunch of grown-ass people running around here believing that Donald Trump is the second coming of Hitler. That's not education. That's indoctrination. And white liberals, you know, we all know how I feel about white liberals. We know if you want to get under my skin, just. But they're the smoothest operators of them all. They got the smoothest game. They have run the game on black folks that is laughable at this point. They've mastered the art of manipulation. They cuddle up the black Americans with tears in their eyes, talking about justice, equality. We see you. We see you. But here's the truth. Their policies have done more harm to black America than any KKK rally ever did. Oh, you don't believe me? White liberals scream freedom in the streets, but they really want control. They want black America angry, emotional, dependent, because that's how they keep you voting the same way every 4 years. See, in a smarter world, black people would be cheering on Trump for cleaning up neighborhoods that have been destroyed by Democrat neglect. The same neighborhoods filled with crime, drugs, and despair. But instead, the white liberal has convinced them that cleaning up their streets is racist, that enforcing the law is oppressive, that protecting your home is xenophobic. Democrats have convinced black people that a statue to a crackhead a crackhead who terrorized his own community is noble, honorable. But black men like Clarence Thomas and Thomas Sowell, Clarence Thomas, no. They're the enemy of the people. Criminality has defined your blackness, and your education is only relevant. They only accept your education and your educational levels when they like your politics. That's the only time you matter. Don't you see the trick there? Don't you see how you have no control? Don't you see how it's all about conditioning? They've conditioned people to chaos because chaos pays. They want your kids ducking bullets. They want your neighborhoods hopeless because when you're broken, they can sell you hope. Hope and change. Remember that? Oh, yes, we can. Remember that? All that? When you're angry, they can sell you change. But let's be clear, that's not empowerment. That's manipulation. They don't want peace. They want profitable pain. Democrats hate America because America doesn't need them anymore. Their lies are getting exposed. Their grip is slipping. Joe Biden was supposed to be their savior. Remember Uncle Joe? And what did he do? He opened the border, sent your tax dollars overseas, ignored your kids' schools while funding someone else's war. And spent a lot of time on vacation too. Thought I add that in there. But that's not leadership, that's betrayal. And let's talk about it. The Democrat Party died when Barack Obama was elected. Yeah, I said it. Obama came in calm and collected, great orator, the great unifier. Remember that? Yes, we can. You know, I will be your president too. I still remember that moment in his first inauguration speech. And because I didn't vote for him, but I will be your president. Oh, okay, cool. He's going to be this dude. He's going to be that guy. But what did he leave behind? He left us divided, confused, and morally bankrupt. That's how he left the United States. He turned race into a weapon and identity into a religion. Now we got Democrats out here pushing degeneracy as a virtue, tearing apart everything sacred, mocking everything moral, and pretending they're the good guys while they do it. We're the good guys. We're the good guys. We want the best for you. Democrats hate America. Period. We're 24 days into a government shutdown, and guess what? Our military. Oh, wait. Somebody did. So a Trump supporter who has a lot of money just donated a considerable amount of money so that folks in the military could get paid. But otherwise, our military, our law enforcement, our air traffic controllers, the people who actually keep this country running are still showing up to work, still putting their lives on the line, and still have no idea when their next paycheck is coming. And why? Because Democrats decided to hold your tax dollars hostage. Ooh. They shut the government down because they want $1.5 trillion. Yeah, trillion T of your money to fund everything but America. They want money for health care to give to illegal aliens. Permanent COVID subsidies that never get reformed. Funding for liberal media mouthpieces. You know, the NPRs of the world and the PBSs of the world. They want to send your money over to the Balkans for democracy grants, and they want to send money to Africa for feminist initiatives. Does that sound right to you? Global LGBTQI plus awareness campaigns. What does that got to do with us? Nothing. It got nothing to do with us. But you already know that. But they've convinced enough people, just enough, that what they're doing is noble. So I just want to know, how is any of that America first? How does that put food on your table, on my table? How does that keep your streets safe or your bills paid? It doesn't. That's there you go. Democrats shut the government down over a clean resolution, the same kind of resolution that passed 13 times when Joe Biden was in office without blinking an eye. But now, suddenly it's a crisis. Suddenly it's the Republicans' fault. Y'all better miss me with that bull. They've managed to gaslight half the country into believing the GOP is the problem while quietly using the filibuster to keep the government closed and your money locked up. Let's call it what it is. Democrats don't care about the people who keep this nation alive. They don't care about you, your family, your mortgage, your bills, or your paycheck. They care about power, optics, and global virtual signaling. But when it comes to actually putting America first, Democrats always find a way to come dead last. You got a Hamas sympathizer literally about to be elected mayor of New York City. And the left act like this is some sort of victory, this win for diversity. But let me ask you something. If those folks love their own countries so much, why do they flee from them? I mean, you're waving flags of your country that you fled in a protest, but you want to stay here. And when they come here, why don't they assimilate? They absolutely refuse to assimilate. Why do they want to bring their baggage into our home and call it progress? New York City went from never forget to we don't even remember at this point. And y'all want to talk about washing history? That's what happens when you let Democrats run your city. History gets erased, and the truth becomes hate speech. Democrats hate America because they've been radicalized by their far left base. The wing that says America is stolen land, Thanksgiving is evil, Columbus Day is bogus, and Christianity is oppression. Because God forbid you need a little self-control. God forbid. The same wing that wants to tear down monuments but can't build a single neighborhood. They say they hate America because they hate accountability. They hate success that doesn't involve them. They hate freedom they can't control. Hence why they're doing everything in their power to convince you that Donald Trump is the problem here, when it is in fact them. Yeah, the Trump administration is having amazing wins right now, and they refuse to acknowledge it. The closest I've ever seen the media and Democrats come to actually saying Trump did something was when the peace deal was signed between Israel and Hamas. That's as close as I've ever seen the media get. Other than that, everything else gets ignored. Everything else. And listen, loving America doesn't mean ignoring her flaws. We all know that the United States isn't perfect, but nowhere is. You're never going to find a perfect nirvana, no matter where you go on earth. But if you live here, work here, raise your kids here, and you still hate it, that's not activism. That's hypocrisy. And you're dumb. At the end of the day, this isn't about left or right. This is about right or wrong. And the Democrat Party has chosen wrong every single time. They hate this country because this country doesn't need their permission to succeed. They hate America because America is proof that freedom works, and freedom don't need no middleman. So yeah, I say it loud and clear. Democrats hate America. And if that makes you uncomfortable, good. Because comfort is the cousin of control, and control is all they want. Me, I want truth. I want grit. I want accountability. I want a nation where hard work matters more than hashtags, where flags actually mean something again, and where people stand for something bigger than a trend. So if you're listening, I don't care. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white, Latino, Asian, Christian, atheist, gay, straight, whatever. If you love this country and you're tired of being told you shouldn't, then you need to stand up and say, I'm done apologizing for loving America. Loving something doesn't mean you accept everything about it. Doesn't mean you don't have a gripe or an issue with it. Because the moment we stop defending America, the Democrats will begin destroying. Well, they've already done. They will actually finish destroying her at this point. And that's the uncomfortable conversation nobody wants to have. Everybody wants to have the lovey-dovey, cute stuff. And I'm not interested. So hopefully I was clear and concise and I made my point. This is our turntable rewind. That was actually right, Prince. It actually got that one right. Appreciate it. Rewind back to the time. So the year is 1984. Wow. And the number one song in the nation was I Just Called to Say I Love You by Stevie Wonder. This timeless ballad from the Woman in Red soundtrack ruled the charts in late 1984. Stevie Wonder's heartfelt and soothing synthesizer melody struck a universal chord expressing pure affection without the need for a special occasion. The song's simplicity and emotional warmth made it a global hit, earning Wonder both an Academy Award and a Golden Globe for Best Original Song. It remains one of his most recognizable and beloved tracks. The number one album in America was Purple Rain by the Purple One. Yes. Prince and the Revolution. Prince's Purple Rain wasn't just an album, it was a movement. It truly was. Merging rock, funk, and pop with raw emotion, Prince showcased his musical brilliance through hits like When Doves Cry, Let's Go Crazy, and the epic Purple Rain. The album spent an incredible 24 weeks atop the Billboard 200, redefining what a crossover record could be. It elevated Prince from star to icon, influencing music, fashion, and culture for decades to come. And the number one movie in America was Ghostbusters. Now, I'm pretty sure I saw this. I don't remember it. I remember the song. Wait, was that the same song? Who you gonna call? Anyway, in 1984, Ghostbusters was the cinematic event everyone was talking about. This supernatural comedy starred Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, and Ernie Hudson, followed a team of quirky scientists tackling ghostly chaos in New York City, blending sharp humor, innovative sound special effects, and Ray Parker Jr.'s unforgettable theme song, Ghostbusters, became a box office juggernaut and a pop legend that still haunts and delights fans today. All right. So let's just continue talking about the year 1984 because it was actually a landmark year in music. It was defined by dominance of pop stars like Prince, Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, Madonna, and Bruce Springsteen. No. We ain't there yet. But I'm glad you on it. I'm glad you're listening. The peak of the MTV era and the second British invasion. And we're still this is not your cue, Prince. Iconic albums such as Prince's Purple Rain, Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA, and Madonna's Like a Virgin were released alongside groundbreaking hip hop from Run DMC and the massive charity single Do They Know It's Christmas by Band Aid. Okay, I don't know. Do I know that? I don't know. Maybe I do. Pop music's 1984 was also pop music's golden age. This year is often cited as the peak of pop music, with massive hits from artists who became household names. This was also the peak of the MTV era, which played a crucial role in the music industry, with videos becoming as important as the songs themselves and driving record sales. 1984 was also the second British invasion. It was the second wave of the British invasion, with artists like Culture Club, Duran Duran, the Eurythmics, and Wham achieving high success in the United States thanks to their visually appealing music videos. Okay, 1984 also saw the rise of hip hop, with Run DMC releasing their groundbreaking self-titled album, becoming the first hip hop group to achieve gold status and gain major MTV exposure, paving the way for future generations. Now, here are some notable albums from the year 1984. We got Prince. We got Purple Rain by Prince. Yeah, I mean, listen, I didn't know what I was listening to. I knew a girl named Nikki. I guess darling Nikki was just, Anyway, this filthy music. Oh God, we got "Born in the USA" by Bruce Springsteen. Was this before he was a left nut job, anti-Trumper? Did he go to Trump Tower? Did he have an apartment in Trump? Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, "Like a Virgin" by Madonna. Like a virgin, I mean, no urgent. There was what other song was on here? I don't remember. But then, of course, obviously, "Thriller" by Michael Jackson was dropped in 1984, and the greatest selling album of all time. Yeah, Michael Jackson achieved another feat recently. I can't remember what it was, but he did, and I don't remember what it is right now. But anyway, we also had 1984 by Van Halen that dropped in the year 1984. Also, I love the George Orwell book 1984, which also speaks to a lot of what's going on today as well. If you've never read that book, also go read that. Then we had "The Unforgettable Fire" by U2. That was a joint. I don't know it, but 1984 was a very eclectic year. I loved it. I loved it all. Anyway, we also had "Private Dancer" was the comeback project by the iconic, the legend, the beautiful Miss Tina Turner. Yeah, I mean, she was 43 in this picture. I think she was 43 in this picture. 42. She was in her 40s and in this picture. I mean, I'm gonna shut up. Go ahead. "Ride the Lightning" by Metallica. This I do know, but then we had the Smiths had their debut album with the self-titled album, The Smiths. I have no idea, but then of course we talked about Run DMC's debut album, pretty dope. Ouch, my bad, y'all. And then we have the Footloose soundtrack. Yeah, I mean, 1984 was that year. It was that year. It was the year of taking music and visuals to the next level and doing the damn thing. But and I appreciate it, and I'm pretty sure you do as well. Anyway, now it's time for an AJ throwback. Okay. I don't know what we were doing. We were doing some kind of exercise, I guess, like a icebreaker, or something. Um. Oh God, not 5 felonies. Anyway, woo. I don't know what this exercise was. I don't remember any of that. The only reason why I chose this picture, because we know I hate everything about this picture, but the only reason why I kept the picture, the reason why I shared this picture is because of my septum ring. I used to have so before it was popular, before it was like a thing, I was rocking it. And I remember one day, I'm gonna tell a quick story since I got a couple of moments. I was on the train one day. I'm going, I don't know where I was going, but I'm on the train minding my business. And this Jamaican lady comes up to me. She like her hair with a thing in your nose is from the devil. No, the accent's terrible, but it's from the devil, and I'm gonna pray for you right now. Now, this is long before being saved, before church, before Jesus, I don't even think I had a gospel song on my iPod or whatever we were listening to in 2000. Do we still have CDs in 2000? I guess we did. I don't know. Were iPods here yet? I don't know. But anyway, so she proceeded to continue to pray, and I ignored her. I was like, bro, it's a ring. Wait, Noel, you remember this moment? What were we doing? What was happening in this moment? I don't remember. I don't even remember taking the picture. But I saw the picture and I was like, oh my God. First of all, it's rough, but we'll get past that. But I just like the septum ring. It was a good moment. It was a good back in time. Rewind back to the time. Anyway, oh, and the reason why I got the septum ring is blame Janet Jackson for the septum ring. She got one, and I was finally old enough to get one of my own, so I got one. Anyway, so that's why I got it. There was no spiritual reason or anything, whatever. I got it because I could. People like tattoos. I like piercings. It is what it is, I had my nipples pierced 5 times. I had my eyebrows pierced twice. I have my ears pierced. I don't think anything else is pierced. I was going to get other stuff pierced, but I just never kept going. I don't know why. Anyway. Where are we? Man! Leave me alone.
So just leave me alone.
This holiday season,
Ready to see your dad?
family gets complicated.
Sonya, Malik, man, y'all look good.
But they're not the only ones.
Hey, Ty,
Who are they?
why don't we all sit?
3 moms, 1 dad.
This is so much weirder than math class. Y'all, I got plenty of love. I just don't got plenty of chairs.
Jill Brothers, a family.
Okay, now let's see this part.
For my ex in the hood, cause they think I'm the one who's behind the plot and shit. I'm just
Here is your drink, sir.
It's ma'am, I'm not a sir!
If white people had yeast infections, would that be crackers with cheese? Oh, that's good.
Oh, God! Please open your eyes and see your new room.
What the What? Hell to the no. I'm sorry. Where is the pool table?
The pool table is right there. This is just a topper. It comes right off.
Okay. I'm about to pee myself. Literally.
You're about to what?
Pee myself. The walls gotta go. This is disgusting. We got a lot of work to do.
Crystal was concerned that you wouldn't like it.
She should be.
Alexa, stop. Are you okay?
You're done. Tell the paramedics the nigga nugget wobbled and it spent him around, so his bottom half panicked and it made the nigga ankles jiggle because his neck was gummy worm. What about here when a nigga hit the crevice and got whiplash so he died? Big ass foot up your own bunions. Get him out of here. Built like Winnie the Pooh. Then on top of that, throughout this whole Peter Griffin ass fall, you still holding a scooter. You never once tried to save yourself. The whole time it was the bendable sneaks. The nigga toes wasn't strong enough.
Martinez, congratulations. You just won our mystery trip. Yeah. And we got someone ready to take you to your prize. Let's open those curtains. Woo! Come on out. Ha! That's your escort. All right, tell him where he's going.
She was a cripple. Yeah, yeah. She was a cripple. Yeah, yeah. She was a cripple. With good coochie. You want to do me and not use me.
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that? Bitch, you...
You motherfuckers in New York and New Jersey need to learn something about Southern hospitality.
I am
so sick and tired of seeing this video on the internet. Y'all not tired of singing this same song over and over and over again? We don't need to learn nothing about Southern hospitality. We in the Northeast. That's like coming to my house telling me to put my dog in the cage because you're afraid of dogs. You go in the cage. He live here. You're a tourist here. You're a visitor. Why do we need to learn how to treat you? You're not staying. Ain't gonna hold you. Why'd you even come? We not from down there. The culture is different. What don't y'all understand? We don't go through what y'all go through. We don't experience what y'all experience. We don't even talk how y'all talk. Y'all don't even say talk. Y'all want us to say good morning every morning. I don't want to talk every morning. You know what it's like to live in a city where there's 1 trillion people walking past you every single day. You want me to be nice to everybody? Absolutely not. I'm tired of seeing y'all. I already learned how to live here. Now I have to learn how to treat you. Who are you? I would like you to leave, please. Come, y'all never willing to learn anything new. Why didn't you Google New York culture? Come to my city and tell me to learn how to treat you? Learn fuck out of here. Okay, how about that? Learn move. How about you learn something? How about y'all go to school for once?
Yo, shout out to Season, man. Tell them about the Season, man.
Learn fuck out of here. It took a long time. When I left New York, it took a long time to get out of that mentality because there's people around you all the time. You're never alone. Even if you're alone, you're never alone. There's always somebody bumping into you. You're always moving out of someone's way. Someone's always, it's just always, this is constant. You're always on a line. You're always waiting. And so, yeah, I mean, hopefully that broke down the mentality a little bit for you. It's not that New Yorkers aren't nice people. It's just a lot of us. And we ain't got time to be chit-chatting. We got places to go. We got bills to pay. We're living in this overpriced hellhole. We got things to do. We're probably rushing to a job as we speak. I ain't got time for this. I'm rushing to some appointment. I knew I was going to be late for as soon as I left my house because I had to walk 10 minutes to the train. Anyway, welcome to New York. So no, we're not. The New Yorkers are not going to roll out the right now. If you ask for directions, a New Yorker will help you, but that's it. You're going to get it once, and you better be listening. Don't ask to repeat. Right? You're going to get the directions once. They're going to be good directions. We just need you to listen. Give you the directions. Say thank you. No problem. Or depending on who you talk to. Good looking. Other than that, don't come over here. We don't care. All right. So that's for all you Southerners who come up to the big city and you say that New Yorkers are rude. Now, I'm not talking about these transplants who think being a New Yorker is rude. Those are usually transplants. They're not real New Yorkers. But real New Yorkers, very nice. We'll help you. But don't be trying to chit chat. Don't be on that good morning stuff. Don't be on how's your day. Because the first thing we're thinking, what are you distracting me from? That's the first thing we thinking as New Yorkers. And I had to get out of that mindset because I'll be standing at a gas station in Texas and people will just walk up to me and start talking. And I'm just looking around because I'm like, what are you trying to distract me from? And it could be black, white, whatever. It didn't even matter. Everybody, just nice. And I'm like, and then you're thinking, okay, change your mentality. And you're thinking the one time you do change your mentality, you're going to get mugged. That's the next thing you're thinking. So I don't know. But anyway, oh, you better not ask for a repeat. Oh, hell no. Anyway, I think the nicest season you could probably is probably the holiday season, probably like Christmas time. You'll probably get nicer New Yorkers then, but for the most part, just leave us alone. But anyway, now that you've got your lesson on being a New Yorker, let's land at our inspiration point.
of the saddest NFL moments. Before kickoff, Marquise Goodwin made the brave decision to play for his little boy. Back to throw.
Wide open for the speedster. Goodwin. And Goodwin. It's gone. A 49 touchdown.
Throw my feelings when you turn it past you. Let me tell you, put me in my casket. Love you.
Now it's time for some shout outs. Shout out to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for always holding me down, through whom which all of my blessings flow. Shout out to the production team for always keeping it solid. Major shout out to the RANT fam. Thank y'all so much for always supporting the live streams, the content, for always showing up when I need y'all. And once again, please make sure you like, share, comment, and if you're new here and you like what you saw, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll get notified every time we go live or drop a new video. If you would like to monetarily support the channel, you can always go to AJsRANTroom.com and drop some of your hard-earned cash on our merch. We also take offerings in the virtual collection plate. Now, to some of you, this might be just another podcast, but to me, it's my next chapter and purpose, and I thank you for lending me some of your time. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you chose to give me a few moments of your day, and for that, I'm grateful. And with that said, I'm out.